Unfortunately, some verbs have an irregular stem. Only the stem, the endings stay the same for all verbs, regular and irregular. This makes things very simple. So, to conjugate an irregular verb in the future tense, you take the irregular stem and add the future endings. For example, to say in Italian, I will go. You know that the verb to go in Italian is andare. Andare is an irregular verb in the future, meaning that has an irregular stem. The irregular stem is andr, so I will go is io andrò. If you want to say you will go, you will do the same. Andr is the stem and I is the ending for tu. So tu, andrai, and so on. You do exactly the same thing for all verbs that have an irregular stem. So, for example, avere is avr. So, io avrò, tu avrai, and so on. The verb potere is potre. So, io potrò, tu potrai, and so on. Let's see now what happened with reflexive verbs with the verb piacere and with the verb esserci, essere plus ci. All the reflexive verbs form their future regularly. Simply place the correct reflexive pronoun in front of the conjugated form of the verb. So, io mi sveglierò. Tu ti laverai. Lui si laverà. But if the reflexive verb is preceded by a future form of potere, can, dovere, must, or volere, to want, the reflexive pronouns may either attach to the infinitive or precede the entire verb phrase. So you can have io, potrò, dovrò, vorrò, lavarmi, or io mi potrò, dovrò, vorrò lavare. To make the future of the verb piacere, to like, and similar verbs, you simply follow the same rule. Since the verb piacere is mostly using the third person singular or plural, the future forms are piacerà or piaceranno. You use the singular form piacerà if whatever one likes is singular. For example, mi piacerà il gelato. A Marco piacerà la pasta. Or expressed by an infinitive verb. So, for example, ci piacerà studiare. And then you use the plural form piaceranno if whatever one likes is plural. Gli piaceranno i libri, and so on. And now, how to express the future tense of the two forms c'è, there is, and ci sono, there are. So, to say in Italian, there will be. You use ci, and then you must use the third singular and plural person of the verb essere in the future. The verb essere has an irregular stem. It is sar. So for the singular one, you take the stem and you add with an accent, and the result will be ci sarà. For the plural form, you take the same stem, sar, and you add anno, and the result is ci saranno. So, ci sarà una conferenza. There will be a conference. Ci saranno molti studenti. There will be a lot of students. Unlike English, the Italian future is also required after connectives of time, such as quando, when, and appena, as soon as. So, for example, you will be happy when you are in Italy. In English, you have when you are. You have the present tense. In Italian, you must use the future because it's after when and is connected directly to a future tense. You will be happy. So both of the actions are in the future. So in Italian is sarai felice quando sarai in Italia. The same thing happens with appena, as soon as. So, as soon as I arrive, I will come to say hello. In English, you see, after as soon as, you have the present tense. You have I arrive, and you don't have I will arrive. In Italian, instead, you must use the future. So, appena arriverò, this is the future tense of arrivare, and then verrò a salutarti. The Italian future is also used after se, if, in hypothetical clauses expressing a future action, where in English you use the simple present. For example, if you study, you will have good grades. If you study, you see you have the present tense, study. You don't say in English if you will study. In Italian, on the contrary, in this case, you must use the future tense. So, se studierai, avrai buoni voti. The Italian future tense is also used to express conjectures or doubts in the present. The same concept is expressed by using probably, likely, I suppose, I think, I guess, or similar words, and this is possible in Italian as well as in English. But in Italian, the use of the future in these situations is very common and actually is preferable. Let me give you an example. Claudio isn't here. He's probably at home. Now, who is speaking is guessing that Claudio is at home. He's not sure about. So, in English, as you can see, you use the simple present to express this concept. He is. In Italian, you can use the future. Sarà instead of è. Sarà. So, Claudio non è qui. Claudio isn't here. Lui sarà a casa. He is probably at home. Of course, also in Italian, you can use the same construction. He is probably at home and the present tense and probabilmente. So you could say lui è probabilmente a casa. But the form with the future is preferable. Let me give you another example. Pretend that you're walking on the street. You don't know the time. You see someone and you ask for the time. So you ask, what time is it? Now, the other person doesn't have a watch, so he or she can only guess the time. So he or she answers, I guess it's 5 o'clock. How you say this in Italian? Okay, you already know how to say what time it is. Che ore sono or che ora è? For the answer, I guess it's 5 o'clock, you use the future because it's a guessing. So you use the third plural person of the verb essere in the future. Saranno. You use the plural because hours, ore in Italian is plural. So saranno le 5. Of course, you can also translate literally the English sentence, I guess it's 5 o'clock. So penso plus the present tense of the verb essere. So penso che sono. We actually should use the subjunctive in this case, the present subjunctive, siano, but don't worry about that. You can use the present tense that you know, sono. So penso che sono le 5. But as I said, that construction with the future is preferable.